So, if you're running a growing digital agency, you know the feeling, right? You've probably hit this wall. You're trying to scale your web design services, but it feels like every new client just adds another layer of chaos. The real question is, how do you actually grow without just drowning in all that complexity? Well, let's break it down.
Does this look familiar? The phone's ringing, new clients are ready to sign, which is awesome, but your dev team is completely maxed out. And that's the classic trap, isn't it? Do you go through the whole expensive, risky process of hiring more people, or do you start saying no to perfectly good business? It's such a frustrating place to be, and it holds so many great agencies back.
All right, so let's actually give this thing a name. We'll call it the agency scaling problem. Because before we can even think about solving it, we've got to understand what's really going on under the hood. So let's dig into the why behind it all. I mean, it is a total juggling act, all the time. In today's world, it's completely normal for your agency to be handling a client in the US, another one over in the UK, and maybe one down in Australia, all at the same time. And what does every single one of them expect? A top-notch website, delivered like yesterday. The pressure to keep all those plates spinning is just huge. Yeah, and this slide, it just lays it all out there, plain and simple. Over on the left, that's everything you're aiming for. You want fast turnarounds, you want rock-solid quality, and you want to grow profitably. But then you look at the right side, and that's the reality. Complex code slowing you down, the limits of what your in-house team can do, and workflows that just aren't built to handle more. And that gap right there, that's the core of the problem. Okay, so how do we fix this? How do you break through that ceiling and finally get some breathing room? Well, that brings us to the white label solution. And I want to be clear, this isn't just some little trick or a workaround. This is about a fundamental shift, a whole new way of thinking about how your agency can operate and, more importantly, grow. So, what in the world is white label web design? The idea is actually incredibly simple. Basically, you have a partner who does all the heavy lifting, the technical stuff, the platform management, and then your agency comes in, puts your own branding all over it, and delivers it to the client as if you built it from scratch. It's your brand, your client relationship, but you get to skip the whole in-house development headache. It's brilliant. And look, the process itself is just dead simple. We're talking 3 steps. First, your partner handles the foundation, the technical core. Step 2, your team gets to do the fun part. You swoop in, you add the client's logo, colors, all that good stuff, making it yours. And finally, step 3, you hand over a beautiful, finished website to a very happy client. It's clean, it's simple, and it's so much more efficient. Okay, but here's the catch. For this to actually work the way it's supposed to, you've got to have the right engine under the hood. This isn't something you can just wing. Your success here is going to live or die by the platform and the tools you choose to use. So what are we looking for? Well, think of this as your agency-friendly checklist. These are the non-negotiables. Is the website builder easy enough that your account managers can use it without calling a developer? Can you truly brand it so it looks and feels like your own in-house software? Is it built for SEO from the ground up? And can you give your clients their own secure login? If you can't say yes to all of these, keep looking. And let's just double-click on that first point for a second, the user-friendly builder, because this is a huge deal for your speed. You know the drill. A client emails asking to change a photo or a tiny bit of text. You don't want to create a development ticket that's going to sit in a queue for a week. With the right builder, your team can make that change in literally minutes. That simple change is a game changer for your team's efficiency and for keeping your clients happy. And listen, we have to talk about SEO. You just can't skip this part. Think about your clients, the HVAC guy, the plumber, a local law firm. For them, their website is how they get new business. It's that simple. And if that site isn't built on a rock-solid, SEO-friendly foundation with fast load times and clean code, you're basically setting them up to fail from day one. So this has got to be top of mind. All right, so you've got the model, you've picked the right tools. What's the big payoff? What's the end game here? Well, this is where things get really exciting. This is where you see the real transformation. And it all leads to the one thing every agency owner wants: real, sustainable growth. I want you to just think about this number for a second. 10. Imagine using the same amount of effort your team currently uses to manage maybe 3 tricky, custom-coded sites, but now they're managing 10 or more. This isn't just a small step up, it's a massive leap in what your agency is capable of. Now that is what real scalability actually looks and feels like. And this chart, this says it all, doesn't it? The old way, a traditional website build, could easily take weeks, even months sometimes. But with a streamlined white label system, you're crushing that timeline down to just a matter of days. Think about what that does for your agency's cash flow, for your team's sanity, and for your client's excitement. It completely changes the game. Okay, let's wrap this up and boil it all down into a simple blueprint you can actually use. Think of these as the guiding principles you can take back to your own agency to start building a web design service that's actually built to scale. So what do you need to remember from all this? Let's just run through the key points. First, it's always about your brand front and center. You're delivering amazing sites and you get all the credit. Second, you're ditching the complexity and making everything simpler to manage. Third, you're focusing on what actually gets clients results, great SEO, and a design that works perfectly on mobile. And finally, you're putting it all together with tools that help you grow instead of holding you back. So I'm going to leave you with one final question to think about. I want you to take a really honest look at how you're building websites right now. Is your process a launch pad, something that's actually propelling you and your clients forward? Or is it an anchor, just weighing you down, keeping you from reaching your real potential? Because honestly, the answer to that question could literally define the future of your agency.